Hey guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. It is Saturday. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Where are you? At 4:06 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Saturday, May 3rd. Guys, you know what that day is? Dee Blanchard's birthday. Dee Blanchard, 4 years younger than me. Dee would have been 58. 58 years old today. But she was snuffed out June 10th, 2015, 10 years ago. It'll be 10 years ago next month, right? Yeah, 10 years ago. So when she was 48. And what do we know about her? What do we know about Dee Dee? Well, thankfully, through some content creators, and this isn't about who I like or who I don't like. This is as far as content creators go. The truth is the truth. Dee Blanchard was snuffed out by her daughter. Not because of any ABUSE. Not the way that we were meant to believe. Not by Munchausen by proxy. Dee Dee's legacy needs to be changed. And it's going to be changed. It is on the verge of change because there's a lot of people that know the story now. The story that has been kept under wraps. The story that has been changed to help an alibi. A story that was done for political reasons, for re-election. Dee Blanchard was murdered at the hands of her daughter because she hired somebody with her body to unalive her mom so that she could just get away, so that she could take the money and run. You know that song, Take the Money and Run? That's exactly what it was. Dee Dee had no reason to be unalived. You know what? Dee Dee, we just found out, was wheelchair bound too. Dee Dee had her foot nearly severed off her foot. Or leg. Yeah, her foot was nearly severed off of her foot. She almost didn't have a foot. Anyway, yet she would carry her daughter. See, Munchausen by proxy, so that you understand, would mean that she was making Gypsy sick. Not taking her on trips to Disney World. Not making sure she got on junkets to rub elbows with the rich and famous and eat royal mashed potatoes. None of that. That was a pretty good imitation, I thought. Dee Dee did without so that Gypsy had. We saw pictures that Morbid put up of Dee Dee dressed in costume. Who does that? She's overweight. She doesn't feel well. She's dressed in costume for her daughter. So that her daughter could go and do things. So that she could be a part of something. Her daughter, who was sick, legitimately. Gypsy is sick with a microdeletion. When she was younger, it was more pronounced. She had more severe symptoms. She grew out of a lot of them, just like a lot of children do. And Gypsy herself said that during a procedure, she was told by a doctor that she suffered some sort of seizure and that she had paralysis in her legs. And maybe she'd get the feeling back at some point, maybe not. And when Gypsy started getting the feeling back, she never told her mom. So that her mom would continue to love her. Now, was there grifting going on? Yes, there was grifting going on. There was survival going on. Do I think grifting's okay? No. Do I think breaking the law is okay? No. I don't. But I don't think that it means that Gypsy gets to unalive her mom. She doesn't get to take the law in her hands and unalive her mom, especially when Gypsy was old enough to know better and didn't have to participate in the grift. In the grift. What was her mom going to do? Her mom couldn't even catch up with her. And please don't say that Gypsy didn't know any better. She did know better. She knew how to get cosplay outfits to go ahead and behave like a porn star and send those images out, and some even out to her own dad, which her mom helped her cover up. Her mom loved her. We could see it in the pictures. Those pictures don't lie. There's not one picture that screams ABUSE or even whispers it. That house, Gypsy wasn't meant to clean that house. That house wasn't clean. Gypsy didn't have to cook. She didn't know how. We know this. Where was the ABUSE? And all of the hundreds of surgeries that Gypsy claimed to have, but yet there's no scars? There is a reason for every single thing that happened with Gypsy to happen with Gypsy. And it was all legitimate because of the micro-deletion. The grifting was just about getting shit. Because here was a woman who wanted to spend time with her daughter, and for all we know now, probably was trying to protect the world from the evil demon. From the evil demon. Because we see how Gypsy is. No remorse. No feeling bad about what she did to her mom. And she knows. And we know she knows. So on Dee Dee's, what would have been her 58th birthday, finally, in the last 10 years, her name has been shit. We've seen it on movies. We've seen it in documentaries. We've seen people bash her. All because somebody sold Gypsy an alibi. And now that we know who Gypsy clearly is, it makes us look at Dee Dee in a new light. Who the fuck would want to live with Gypsy? Sorry, Ken. You don't even do it full time. Or you shouldn't be. Who would want to live with her? She's... come on. We know who she is. We've seen who she is. She's a spoiled, rotten person. Now, there is nobody who has suffered ABUSE for that length of time that can be so spoiled and rotten, they just wouldn't know how. They wouldn't. Gypsy, because she was. Dee Dee came second to her. Dee Dee came second to her. Dee Dee was a mom who, yes, she probably used imagination to grift, but maybe, just maybe, she saw a way out for her kid and a way out for herself in a brand new life, and she took advantage of it. We talked about what happened inside that Astrodome, or it wasn't the Astrodome, the dome in Louisiana where the New Orleans Saints, that dome where they played the football, when it kept all of those people from Hurricane Katrina after that storm. You know that there was so much criminal behavior going on and so much SAing and just violence inside of that dome. That shit, I ain't mad at anybody for getting the fuck out of there. There was nothing but danger there. There's dangers there, girl. There's dangers there. Seriously, it was dangerous there. From, what was that? Desperately Seeking Susan, right? How'd that go with, it's dangerous, Molly, or something like that. Anyway, I always make myself look like a fool, but that's all right. My friend used to do that to my dog, Molly. And she'd say, "You're in danger, girl, Molly." There you go. "You're in danger, girl, Molly." Anyway, so it was dangerous inside of that dome. And I ain't mad at somebody getting out of there. And Rod didn't show up. He didn't show up. She had to do it alone. And I believe that Gypsy was legitimately sick at some point. And I think that they embellished it and they totally took advantage of it. And I think Gypsy had a huge part in that. Because look at her behavior now. Look at her behavior now. But I think that the person that mostly benefited from it was certainly Gypsy. I don't see where Dee Dee went out to any fancy dances or anything like that. It was all about Gypsy. So Was she the mother of the year? No. Was she the animal and monster that her daughter has us believe? No. Was she the horrible person that Christy and Rod want you to believe that took care of Gypsy? And according to them, Gypsy was only supposed to live to be 16 to 20 years old, yet they scuttered off. And they left the person that they thought was so terrible to take care of their dying stepdaughter. Who would do that if you really cared, right? How about Dee Dee was just a woman that was hurt from a love affair that went bad. She probably loved Rod, wanted to be with Rod. We know that. Was she broken? Did she have some faults? Absolutely. Was she a grifter? It appears so. Did she love her daughter? 100%. 100%. That's who Dee Dee was. She loved rock and roll music, right? Loved Nickelback. I think one of her favorite songs was from Nickelback. So on May 3rd, as her story is beginning to shift and we're starting to see Dee Blanchard for who she really was, not a perfect person, but a good mom. A mom that did the best she could, right? A person that people went and watched movies. She'd give you the shirt off her back. That's what they'd say about Dee Dee. Fucking Christy even said something like that. She used to call her Mama Dee Dee. They used to go and watch movies, right? In the cul-de-sac. Everybody loved Dee Dee. That doesn't mean she wasn't a grifter. It just means she was much more than a grifter, and certainly not an abusive monster that her daughter would have you believe, so that she can continue to live her best life while committing matricide. Guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. Thank you so much for allowing me to be part of your day. Please like, subscribe, and share. For the members, I've had some... Thank you guys. Thank you guys. It's all in support of the channel. Thank you so much. And I've had some cash apps, and thank you guys. I appreciate you so much. I really do. I had to take my P.O. box down. I will be getting a new P.O. box. It had been 6 months already, so it was get a new one, and I'm going to be moving, as I said. And also the little post office, there was a satellite post office that I had my P.O. box in, and they're closing out anyway. So I will be putting a new one up there in the next couple weeks or so. Guys, I thank you so much. My birthday, May 24th. Be here. I'm going to be here. Took the day off. Celebrate, celebrate, dance to the music. Guys, why don't you let me make a fool of myself? Be better today than you were yesterday. Not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. Take care, guys. Thank you so much.